dim lights above me. I am waiting for a sign. The cold breeze surrounds me. I am holding.
It was September 1990. I was 8 years old, a little girl that time. My dad made me sit on the stool next to a big vessel of hot tea. And he said, "Darling, you need to give 2 biscuits to every person who walks out that door." He said that and he left. He was busy and occupied in many other things that time. So that was my task for the day, giving away 2 biscuits. A bit shy, a bit nervous, I spent that hot day following my dad's instructions. I was not alone. My mom, my sisters, my granny, they were also all around there, rushing in and out that door, and I had no idea what was happening and what the commotion was all about. As I sat there that day, I saw a whole lot of people. They were strangers with an expression, a very distinct expression on their face of fear, relief, hunger, sadness, and loss, all at the same time. So right next to my tea and biscuit corner, my dad had taken a special permission to set up a Guru Ka Langar, just like the ones we have in a Gurdwara. I see my sisters there serving food, dal, roti, sabzi, to these complete strangers who seem to be having their first proper meal in days. So Dad came to check on me later that day, and I quickly told him that, "Dad, can I come along with you? I want to see what's happening behind that door." He agreed. So I held my dad's protective hand, and I walked into Bombay Sahar International Airport. He took me right up to the tarmac that day. An Air India plane had just landed. Passengers were coming out. They had that same distinct expression. Some of them stepped on Indian soil, kissed the ground, and would start crying. And I was standing there wondering, why are these grown-ups crying? Do grown-ups cry? So anyways, on our way back out, we passed by that immigrations area. And there I see my mom. She was on this counter filling out immigration forms. And there was a long queue of people there. They all seemed to be seeking her help. Now, my mom has always been a homemaker. Dad is the one who gets up and goes to work. But there she was, and I was wondering, has she just got a new job? So as we are walking again and still quite close to that same exit door, we passed by this row of public call booths. And there were people crowding around them, around these telephones. They were desperate, confused, there was chaos. They were struggling to make that one phone call. And my granny is sitting right there. My granny, let me deviate a bit, had this age-old habit of collecting all the spare change in the house and putting it in this one big metal box. She was sitting there with that metal box of hers and giving away that precious 1 rupee coin, using which these strangers connected with their loved ones. And suddenly, in the midst of all this buzzing and all this chaos, everything and everyone just went silent. There was pin-drop silence. I held my dad's hand and squeezed it a bit tighter now. And as I turned, we saw the body bags being carried out. Not 1, not 2. There were many. My dad quickly took me back to that tea and biscuits corner and started arranging the private ambulances which carried these bodies to their final destination. And I sat there. I continued my task, more diligently, making sure that no one leaves that airport without those 2 biscuits. I didn't understand back then, 25 years ago, how a war could have destroyed the lives of 170,000 Indians who was stranded in Kuwait. Overnight, they wouldn't have seen another dawn had they not escaped in a nick of time. For me, it was not about those evacuees. It was not about Air India setting world records. It was about ordinary people like you and me coming together and achieving something miraculous. All these memories were locked away somewhere in my mind, but they all came rushing back very recently when I saw the movie Airlift. And in a way, my story begins where that movie ended. For most of us, heroes are wrapped up in fairy tales and in fiction books. But as I recollect this episode, that day I came across several heroes. In the form of my dad, who started that langar, in my mom, who spent long, arduous hours filling immigration forms. I saw a hero in my granny, in my sisters, in each one of those taxi drivers who, instead of earning their daily wages, were helping out. In those tons of helping hands who joined in and upped the scale of that langar. In those kind souls who left bags of groceries there. In those ladies of a local gurdwara who worked on shifts round the clock for 2 full months cooking chapatis. Yes, friends, that langar went on for 2 full months, till that last passenger of that 488th Air India flight ate and left that airport. Sardar Rajinder Singh Ahluwalia is the name of my father, my angel, my hero. He was all of 41 then, running a very successful business in Bombay. He was there at the airport with a simple thought of helping these evacuees. But what he didn't realize was that that day, by committing to help them, he gave life's biggest lesson to his 3 daughters by teaching them the true meaning of a powerful 4-letter word, seva, without even uttering a word and just by his actions. As I stand here today, and I miss him every moment, I just want to end by saying I'm proud to be my daddy's little girl. Thank you.